Hello, I'm Toycat, and as we all know, Minecraft is of course an inherently violent game. I mean, it rewards you in so many different ways for hurting and killing all sorts of animals and other monsters, and if you want to defeat Minecraft and go to the end, you need to kill at least 3 different types of monsters, right? And that's not considering the ones that you'll find in caves along the way and the animals you'll need to kill for food. There's a lot of violence required if you want to defeat Minecraft, but what if it was possible to defeat the entirety of the game from start to finish without killing a single other being? And that is what today's challenge is, because we're going to be trying to do a pacifist run of Minecraft, and as with all of our Minecraft Found X runs, we're going to be doing this on hard difficulty with a blank seed. We have no idea what the game is going to throw at us. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to starting it right now. So my spawn today was pretty interesting because it seems as though I've spawned at the bottom of a lake. This is a new one, to say the least. Access to food is much more limited when you're on what looks to be some form of island at sea based on our surroundings, although at least there are some other islands over there, and oh, you know, actually it's not an island, it's a peninsula it seems, and we even have the fortunate thing of spawning next to a village, which is going to save us a lot of effort. Villages are of course a much underrated source of food, both before the village and pillage update, because you could just steal your crops from them. We can have as many potatoes as we like, if that's a thing that we do want, but as well as just being able to steal your crops straight from villages and farm potatoes this way, another thing you can do is you can take these hay bales that now spawn in the post-village and pillage update villages, and you can get 9 bits of wheat for every single one of these that you break. They're free to take, no villagers care, no golems care if you take them, but this is a wonderful way to start any game, especially one where you're not eating any meat or any animal products. Because the only way we're going to defeat Minecraft non-violently is being able to not only just farm and take the farmable ingredients like we're doing right now, but we also need to get good at foraging from the land. And you know what, in the Minecraft terms, foraging basically means finding the things that naturally spawn, which includes other human civilizations like the village. And as we all know from real life non-violence movements, it's okay to be violent as long as it's against other humans. So yeah, we're gonna be okay with stealing stuff from villagers, because it's better to steal from a villager than to steal from a cow, right? I mean, the cow can't consent. So another essential that we're really lucky that we found in a village this close to spawn is a Minecraft villager, and to be specific, the Minecraft villager in particular we want is the cleric. This cleric is a really rough villager to start out with, like who has that much zombie flesh to sell and who wants to buy redstone for 4 redstone to 1 emerald. It's a bad deal. However, if you can get the cleric to the right level, there is a decent chance they'll sell you ender pearls, which is going to be necessary because we're not killing endermen. You know, they're misunderstood. They're a underrepresented race in Minecraft, and as a result, we're not going to be killing them, but instead we're going to start trading with this guy, and to make sure he stays safe, we're going to lock down his door. Again, this is for his own safety. He's a human, so it doesn't really matter anyway, but for his own safety, we're going to destroy his door, and instead we're going to replace it with a non-movable piece of dirt, so that the villager, no matter how much he wants to hurt himself, but we're going to need to have something to sell the villagers, and although we can sell them our wheat, which is, you know, nice, we have a lot of that too, and we can even get more if we find other villagers, of course, it's going to be useful to have other ingredients to sell, such as paper and such as pumpkins, if we can find some of those. It does have to be said, I think this is the longest I've ever gone in a survival challenge, or really maybe a survival world in general, without chopping down a tree. We're 8 to 9 minutes into this world right now, and haven't chopped down a single tree yet, because I'm focusing on all the other things. The sun is going down, the next day is coming, and our first issue is immediately coming to mind of like, oh, yeah, we can't kill sheep, and we can't shear sheep, because that would be using an animal product in my opinion, which is kind of rude. Does the sheep consent to that? But basically we need to you know, find ourselves some form of way of sleeping. All we have to do is go right back to the village we just came from, just like this. Oh, okay, that was a very painful... Oh, I got hit by a trident as I fell. And we politely asked to sleep in one of the villagers' beds, or in this case we just forcibly let ourselves in, and okay, that doesn't work for us. And then in the morning, all the skeletons that gave us these issues, they burned to death. Nothing to do with us. We're not killing the skeletons. The skeletons are killing themselves by trying to kill me, which, you know, not such an enviable cause, really, is it? Although that one has a helmet on, which is going to make my life hell. So as weird as this seems, one of the earliest things we're going to try to set up is actually going to be a you know, pumpkin farm. This is because pumpkins can be one of the most valuable trades of villagers in terms of how few you need for... No, what are you doing, village? These are my... Whatever. Okay, so one of the things we're going to try to do after we remove the villager crops, which he's so kindly planted here for me, is we're going to turn our pumpkins into pumpkin seeds, and we're going to get a mass-scale pumpkin farm going as fast as possible. We'll get some water to the crops just to speed up their development a tiny bit, because it's not actually necessary, it just kind of helps. And now my primary task is to sell farmers the things they want to get to that second pumpkin level. In this case, the farmer wants beetroot, but I don't really want to sell him beetroot because I don't have any to sell. So instead what we do we're going to be very careful of the iron golem, is we're going to use the same, farmer planter, and we're just going to continuously place it over and over again, resetting the villager's trades each time until he'll be willing to buy wheat of me, because I can find wheat in abundance in this village and indeed in others. And to ensure the safety of these farming villagers, I'm going to do a similar thing that I did with the church guy, but because they don't have houses, instead they tend to the crops, you give them a room where they have access to their farming block crop of choice. In this case, it's the composter, but they have access to it so they can reset their trades, but they don't have access to anything else, and more importantly, can't be mauled to death by zombies. After doing the same technique a few times, I'm hoping we'll get this villager to be in the exact same category of buying wheat in exchange for emeralds, and then we can set up a whole wheat farm around here too, just to add to our wheat supplies that we can sell to them, and then also we've got a safe place to sell our pumpkins. In case you think I edit these selectively, by the way, one, you can check the link in the description. I usually include like the full cut if you want to see the weird, awkward moments between things, but two, I would definitely just kill this skeleton off camera. Instead, I suffer by getting hit every now and then when I go past it. It's the worst thing in the world. But yeah, we really do have to live on a diet of bread and potatoes for a bit while we get some of the most basic Minecraft functions done. And yeah, while I, start my journey for iron, I'm actually going to go on a little bit of a boat trip to try and find another village so I can find some more wheat and some more pumpkins if I can, and also some iron. We'll go try find the free things, not in the traditional way by going underground. It's scary down there. There's monsters that might kill me, but instead by foraging them from the land. Stealing from dead people is even more vegan, because this is an abandoned village, which means all the villagers are replaced with zombie villagers, which we can't kill because that would be cruel. But what we can do is we can take their hay bales and indeed their beds, because we need somewhere to sleep for the night. But yeah, a fun fact about these abandoned villages is you can still find chests in them, which can still contain food, it can still contain apples, and if you're really lucky, it can even contain things like armor and stuff like that, which would be a nice little find. This is hard difficulty. You saw how much that trident did in damage earlier. We could really do with some armor at this point. So a significant amount of searching later, and I haven't found anything more in these first two villages, but I found a giant mushroom biome. So if I didn't think there were going to be people who would argue that it's not really a very vegan thing to, oh my god, 4 mushrooms just spawned at once. If there were people who weren't going to try and argue that it wouldn't be very vegan to take the mushroom stew from the cow, then I'd totally take a bunch of these back on me. But for now, I at least want one as a pet, because I feel like that's a fun little addition to the crew, right? So yeah, me and the mushroom going on adventures trying to find a village. This is what Minecraft pacifism looks like. Wearing leather armor while you've got a cow in the back, nervous that you're going to turn him into the last bit of leather armor. But in reality, my actual plan is just to give the mushroom a house, because I feel like he deserves one, after all. And now we have Terry the mushroom chilling in his own little house. Isn't this a cute little addition to my village? So yeah, me and the mushroom sleep together now, but not in that way, because again, you've got to be pacifist, and sleeping with a mushroom might be against that. The only reason we're doing this is because we can't really sell zombie flesh to the cleric, especially not 32 at a time. So the easiest way to level the cleric up to level 2 is just to buy a lot of redstone we really don't need. And then, again, at level 2, we can find gold, but that's going to take some time. Or we can buy lapis we don't really need. And then that will get us to level 3, where we can buy glowstone dust we don't really need. But once we've done that, we can get to level 4, where we can actually buy something we do need, 5 emeralds for an ender pearl at expert level. This means that if we trade all of our ender pearls for both finding the stronghold and of course for getting in there, we can do Minecraft without killing a single enderman, because all of our emerald ender pearls are going to come straight from trading. So here's the craziest thing. In my village, which I haven't properly checked all the buildings off, I found the last piece of leather armor. Isn't that beautiful that I found all the leather armor besides one in one village and then the last bit here? I think it's beautiful, okay? And it looks like going underground is going to be a serious point of contention, because we've got a zombie with, again, a helmet on so he doesn't burn in the daylight. This is more common on hard difficulty, but to see so many of them still is way less expected than you would imagine. So we're going to try and just make our own cave, and we're going to try and find some amount of iron, and that'll have to be good enough today. Because of course, we've kind of spoken about one of the major goals of beating Minecraft, which is getting ender pearls, but what about the other goal, which requires us to go to the Nether because of blaze rods? So, of course, the first step towards that is going to be making a Nether portal, and although there's a few ways you can make Nether portals, even a few which don't involve lighting a fire, as I've shown off in previous runs, basically, this particular run is going to require us to get a Nether portal, and the easiest way to do that is just to get some iron. So, if we're lucky, this process won't be too dragged out, and we should find our first iron veins any minute now. If we're unlucky, we'll be digging all the way down to Diamond Lair, and maybe we find some spare diamonds too, who knows for sure. This should be enough coal to power the furnace for as long as we're going to need to for the purpose of any run like this, because again, we don't need to cook any meat, we only need to cook ourselves some iron, and then some miscellaneous things. Maybe potatoes if we really want to go crazy on this. This right here is the reason you really shouldn't be buying, lapis lazuli from clerics unless you literally have to. I mean, we got more from 2 blocks of lapis lazuli than all of it that we had to buy from the villager, not including the amount we'll probably have to continue buying to get him to level 4. Life is pain sometimes, okay? Life is pain. So things are going absolutely wonderfully at my base. We've got most of the things we need to go to the Nether, with the exception of 2 things. We're going to need to find some snow, and we're going to need to find some surface lava. We'd of course use lava we found below the ground mining, and I've done a lot of mining, so it wouldn't be too hard to do. However, surface lava is much better for reasons we've gone over before, and if you're confused as to why we need lava, allow me to demonstrate. So usually the best place to find snow is at the top of mountains, but that doesn't work for savanna mountains, so I guess this pretty cool biome is actually working against me right now. So the next biome over is a desert biome. Also, as it turns out, not a place to find snow. I don't want to make a comparison between me right now and the movie Cool Runnings, but I am saying we have similar struggles in the pursuit of snow. And I am saying this is a cool ravine we accidentally walked into. There's a part of me that wants to jump off just to see how deep it is, because it should be a certain depth, but it looks way deeper than it's meant to be almost. But no, the seed part of my brain is taking second actions, the part of my brain that wants to beat Minecraft without killing any mobs, which we still haven't done, by the way. We're just killing wheat and potato, and the self-esteem of villagers who think that they can rip me off. There's a pretty universal law that as soon as you stop looking for something, you're bound to find it. And I'm just saying, that's so happened to me at pumpkins today. The moment we stop actively looking for them, alongside villagers admittedly, we're just finding patches and patches of them, which is nice. I mean, we can use these. They are useful for our plan with the end, but also, if we found them earlier, we could have turned them into so many more pumpkins and emeralds by now. We wouldn't have to spend so much time farming our village. I decided to pull out my map to help me look for... Okay, and there we go. So, just like the middle of the Sahara Desert, the seed is lacking 2 major, pretty important things: villages and snow. I guess snow isn't that important to most people. It's important to me, damn it. Okay, here we go. We've got an ocean monument, we've got ourselves a iceberg, and it turns out it's actually next to the mushroom biome we found earlier. If I'd remembered that, maybe you can probably see it in the footage from back then, but as it turns out, there was an iceberg biome near me the whole time. I was just looking in the wrong place. So if you don't know, this is part of a series I do where I try and beat Minecraft with, like ridiculous limitations implied. This is just one of them. One of the runs I actually did was beating Minecraft without mining a single block. So I didn't use the mine function, hitting stuff basically to break it. And as a result of that, I learned something quite interesting, because one of the most common accusations on that challenge is that, oh, Toy Cat, don't you know you actually broke some blocks quite clearly when you got snow? Because snow is useful in pretty much any Minecraft run. People don't appreciate it, but it is. But fun fact, you can use the use function to break snow blocks, and it's faster as well. Here's me mining a snow block, as you can see. Took a half second. Here's me using the user key. It's instantaneous, and I just don't know why you wouldn't. So, fun fact, you can instantly break, snow, even with a wooden shovel, because there is a use function that breaks it down. I don't know why it exists just for snow. It feels a bit weird when you think about it, but it exists, it's a thing, and now you know. Something I only just realized I was missing is if I'm gonna be doing some dangerous stuff and I can't really attack back myself, would it make sense to make a shield? And the answer is yes, it would make sense to have a shield, so you better believe I'm gonna have a shield. Oh, also while I'm here, I should start making progress towards getting the villager towards level 4. There's a couple of ways I can do this. I can use 1 emerald to buy 4 redstone. I can use 4 emeralds to buy a glowstone dust, the worst trade in history, or the more value efficient in terms of emeralds trade is actually just to buy a lot of lapis lazuli. Not that I need it, not that there's any reason for this to exist, but it's just so I can get to level 4 in the cheapest way possible, which is a weird thing to say, but such is Minecraft trading. And of course, at the exact same time, we've got to replant all of our crops so that we can, get the wheat outfit, and we can try and sell that wheat to our friendly little villagers who live inside of composters. For reasons. Okay, this is pretty wacky. I see some cobblestone, which means there is a mob spawner exposed entirely to the air just over here. So if we can get this zombie off our tail, or while the zombie chases us, here's a really bad Minecraft pro tip, by the way. If there's a zombie chasing you, rather than killing it, just run around in circles, check the chests while you deal with it. Ooh, there's bread and a name tag in this one. So let's try and get said bread, and let's get the bucket as well, actually. Why not? I just realized this would be the perfect opportunity to use the shield, wouldn't it? Because we could be like, bounce, bounce, bounce. Anyway, here's another lava pit we found during the search. That's actually more convenient than the other one, so we'll just use this instead. And yeah, we'll do everyone's favorite trick that I've mentioned a billion times now, so I won't even start commenting on it. But we just have some water on a little bit of a ledge, just like this. And then we have it flow very slightly and not into the lava like we just did. Oops. Good thing we have more than one source of lava, though. Okay, this might be salvageable. All we gotta do... Yeah, there we go. This is fine. But yeah, a tip that everyone should know by now if you follow this channel is all you need to make a nether portal is 2 buckets, because you can just scoop lava from one to the other, so on and so forth, and make yourself obsidian on the spot. It's always kind of fun to do, even though I've known it forever and I've been doing it forever. There's still something just satisfying about making this happen over and over and over again. Either way, today I learned the extreme value of having some surface lava not be below the surface, and that extreme value is that it can save your life if you're an idiot and place your water too close to your thing. So, yeah, one more of these to go, and we can go to the nether. How nice. Or rather, I really should say we could go to the nether, but I don't have a flint and steel, and I don't have any flint, and I have deliberately not been mining gravel, so I have no flint, and you might be like, aha, Toy Cat, you have to admit gravel's not worthless now, because you can, you know, you're going to need some of it to beat the game. But guess what? No, I don't need gravel to beat this game. All I'm going to do is place some lava right over, let's say, here. And then we'll place some wood right next to it. Some wood that's definitely going to catch fire. And we wait until the wood catches the nether portal on fire. Wait, actually, here's a good pro tip. Use crafting tables if you want to spread fire, because they can catch fire, but they can never burn out entirely. So what we're going to do is place a crafting table there. And the crafting table will eventually catch fire. Or the block next to it, whatever. Prove me wrong, game. I love when you do that. Anyway, eventually what's going to happen is the fire is going to spread, and on bedrock at least, the fire can spread to the portal, relighting it if you are lucky. At some point we have to admit that it probably would have been faster to just go get some flint for the steel, but I'm proving a point right now, so here you can see. Hey, a nether portal! Perfectly flawless. Happened seconds after I did it, as editing will definitely attest to. Actually, this is hard mode. We really should decrease our odds of dying. I'm going to go mine some iron to replace my lost armor, just so we can have some more defense than literally a half-broken leather chestplate. That sounds good to me. So this is definitely the weirdest setup I've had going into the nether, but you know what? It's the setup we've got. It's the setup we're working with. And let's try our best to not die, shall we? So the main reason you want to place your nether portal at like surface height as opposed to higher up is to avoid spawning in like caves below the end, but sometimes you get unlucky and you spawn in them anyway. Also, that enderman is killing himself. We had nothing to do with that enderman dying. I need to just straight into it again. Literally nothing to do with me. Whatever. Okay, I'm just here to get rid of the lava in my portal. And I did a good job, I think. Yep, enderman died. And dropped an ender pearl. See, can we use this ender pearl, or is this like a byproduct of an enderman death? It's a good question to consider, morally speaking. I mean, we didn't kill the enderman. The enderman would have died regardless. Can we not use the remains? Anyway, there's only one reason to come to the nether on any speedrun of Minecraft or any challenge run of Minecraft, and that is of course to find a nether fortress and to find the blazes contained within. Perfect. We not only see a nether fortress pretty fast, but also it's the part that contains the blaze spawner, and also there's some glowstone kind of blocking it off. If we can get there right, which is still an if, I'll admit, if we can get there without issue, this will go really nicely for us. Okay, and there's the issue. Always remember, the nether is a place filled with things that want to kill you. It's like Australia, except it's on fire. Oh, yeah, it's 2020. It's like Australia, so watch out. So I'm willing to admit as freely as anyone else that my plan for dealing with blazes is a little bit contrived, but contrived is the only way we can get blaze rods because there's only a single source of them in the game, and that is the blazes themselves. And sadly, unlike every other mob, I feel like this must have been intentionally planned. You saw how even though the enderman died naturally, despite that natural death, what still happened is the enderman dropped his drop. This doesn't seem to happen with blazes. I don't know why exactly that is. It must be something to do with the fact that the game wants you to commit murder in this, but if you want the blazes to drop something, the game needs to see it as you killing the blaze. However, we don't want to kill the blaze, morally speaking, so we're going to do something that I like to call collateral damage. In other words, we're going to weaken the blaze, sometimes just by being fun and having a game of snowballs. Haha, look how fun we're being, Mr. Blaze. And then after the blaze is weakened, I'm not going to do anything. Again, as long as I've touched the blaze within a certain distance, the blaze will see it as like, I did my part. But then after we've done enough damage to the blaze, what we switch out to is using the snow golems, just like so. And then the snow golem commits an act of murder against our will. You know, we would kill the snow golem for that, but that would be murder too. The snow golem thankfully dies for his heinous crime. And then, oh, coincidentally, there happens to be a blaze roll on the ground. I'll admit, this is stretching the definition of pacifist and vegan the tiniest bit. I mean, hurting something a little bit and then technically counting as the killer for the sake of the game, but it's literally the only function that we found so far. I did a lot of testing where you can technically kill a blaze without actually, you know, having killed the blaze. Again, I don't want to kill the blaze, morally speaking, and this is the closest we can get, where we can actually get the blaze rods, which is necessary to go to the end dimension, which is necessary because we're trying to, you know, sort some stuff out, right? So yeah, we weaken the blaze a lot, and then the snow golem does a little bit of work, and then every now and then we get a blaze rod in return. And also sometimes we die. I'm alive, I'm gonna be good, I'm good. Why are there so many Endermen? The one time I can't kill you and get your goodies. You spawn everywhere, okay, and that is more terrifying. Okay, this is a problem. This is an objective problem. So yeah, I'm going to be going through a lot of snow golems today. And again, I'm not killing the snow golems either. The snow golems just happen to die because they're choosing to get into fights with blazes. Also, they're being spawned in a hostile environment. But again, technically not murder. Technically not my problem. And yeah, we just kill blazes this way. Except we don't kill the blaze at all. We're just kind of giving the blaze a friendly game of snowball. Aha! Just like that. Collateral damage. Again, really mean, really brutal. But it's what we need if we're going to get these blaze rods. If you know what the Contra crisis was, then this is kind of similar to that, you could say, where it's like, hey, we need to do something that involves some death, but also we can't, you know, be seen doing it. You know, we can't be the murderers. So instead what we do is we send a lot of people to die unnecessarily. And sometimes we get the numbers way off and a lot more people die than really even makes sense for our tactical goal, just like this. But then we get a blaze rod in exchange. So we've got one more snow golem. We're going to try and make it count today. We're going to place it right here, and we're going to pray that it's enough to kill one of these guys, and it's not. So now, with only 4 blaze rods, or 8 blaze powder, we have to come back to the Nether after we get more pumpkins. It's a pain, but again, this is what it takes to be a pacifist. Sometimes you got to stick to your principles, even when it involves doing contrived things that are arguably worse than the things you're trying to avoid anyway. So it took some real time. I literally made dinner in the time that it took for these pumpkins to grow, and it's not even that many of them. We have 18 right now, which is sadly way fewer than I'd actually like. But anyway, we now have 19 pumpkins, which, along my 33 snow, should be enough to get me the last blaze rods I need. I know the question you all have on your minds right now, so I'll just go ahead and answer it. Yes, my dinner was absolutely amazing. I used this like new 2-in-1 powder that mixes like a little bit of salt with some pepper and some paprika. It saves me a lot of effort in my kitchen activity and makes some spicy, tasty food. Would recommend. Pepper paprika mix. Okay, let's try and do this, shall we? Let's try and get a blaze dead, but without killing it myself. You know, I used to be pretty critical of the US uses of drone in the Middle East because, you know, kind of cruel, unfair, and no human touch. However, you can't deny it. Get its results, right? My secret pro tip here, by the way, is wait round the corner where they can't hurt you, but where you still can place a snow golem. We just need one more blaze rod. Don't make me go back and farm more pumpkins. So the next step is pretty clear right now. What we have to do is we have to turn these blaze rods into blaze powder, of course, and then we need to make some eye offenders and go look for that stronghold. And just like this, we're now able to buy the ender pearls we need directly from the cleric. We can only buy a few at a time before there's a restocking required, but now we can get ourselves ender eyes without killing a single mob, at least directly. Again, I know there's going to be like some number of people are like, you know, that's still kind of murder. But you know what? Kind of murder doesn't get you prosecuted under the law of the country I live in, at least. Also, I'm pretty sure the Bible says thou shalt not murder, not thou shalt not commit things that are vaguely comparable to murder if you really think about them in the grand sense, man. So, should be pretty good. And now we have the 10 eye offenders. That's hopefully all we need, because I don't want to do too much more pumpkin farming. And also, if we want to, we can buy bottle enchantings from the cleric. I don't really ever recommend it, but it is a cool trade to get one of the I think it's the only way to get bottle enchanting still, even in 2020. So yeah, there's a fun little exclusive. Anyway though, let's go find this stronghold. It's that way. Somehow we overshot the stronghold. Oh, and we wasted an IF ender to do so. People say that giving birth is the most painful thing a human can experience, but those people clearly have never spent lots of IF enders looking around a random forest to see where the stronghold entrance is. Because in Minecraft Bedrock, more often than not, you tend to find the strongholds below villages, but in this case, that doesn't seem true at all. Alternatively, it is true and I'm just an idiot. Yep, seems like that second one. Oh, so much worse than kidney stones. The good news about another village, though, is at least we get some more hay bales. Gonna be handy for regenerating those IF enders we lost. So now we begin the search for the stronghold. We just dig straight down from where the village well is, and we hope and we pray that that gets us into the stronghold. And as quickly as this, it looks like we have in fact found the top of one of the stronghold rooms. Oh, a pretty good one too. So one of the big determinants as to how easy of a time you're gonna have doing a particular run. By the way, I just realized I can't kill silverfish, which is going to be a big nightmare that I hope ends soon. Oh man, they knock you so much more than a tiny fish should be able to, by the way. But anyway, let's go find the rest of the stronghold. Pray we find some ender pearls and some chests, and let's see if we can find this end portal room. Can someone explain to me how Minecraft physics work in the slightest? Like, what is anything that's happening right now? Anyway, the main thing we're going to do is we're going to check the end portal because we need to see how many IF enders we're going to need. If we're really lucky, our 8 will get us there. If we're not that lucky, and I can't imagine we will be, then it won't be enough. And we have literally none in there. Okay, guess we're placing them all by hand then. Also, it's wildly annoying, but I feel like destroying the silverfish spawner is kind of like destroying a habitat. So we're going to go ahead and not do that, just to stick to the rigid veganism. So in other words, to get to the end, all we need to do is get 17 more emeralds, which translates to 4 more ender pearls, which translates to 4 more IF enders, and a finality to the run. So I need to get 200 wheat as fast as possible in a place where I don't have any seeds to start off with. This seems near impossible, but let me tell you how to farm wheat really quickly if you don't have wheat, and the village for some reason doesn't have much wheat either. Again, I took the hay bales that I could find, but we need to make some more. Use water buckets in a place where there's a lot of tall grass or even just regular grass, and you're going to notice how when it knocks it down, you've got a decent chance of getting some seeds out of it. If you have bone meal, and you really should in a normal Minecraft world, then what you can do is this, but even more, because you can just bone meal a piece of ground, and you can end up with a lot of seeds very quickly, which is wonderful because all you need to grow wheat is just hoed ground and seeds. It's really, really, really very easy. And just like this, we have a ridiculous wheat farm. Honestly, there's something just satisfying about building any farm this big, or even bigger, honestly, I'd say, would be necessary. Like I've seen a lot of people do it in response to a recent Seed Sunday. It's just nice to see big wheat farms. You know what? Big wheat farm, simple build, but it's a fun one to do, even if you're in the middle of trying to beat Minecraft without, killing any animals. Because guess what? Now we can sell the last of these to get the last 4 emeralds we need. I pray to God the price doesn't increase midway through this, but let's go do that now. And now we head back on a journey to our original cleric villager. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank God that didn't happen. I was so genuinely worried there. Okay, just like that, last 4 IF enders found. And now we do the reverse of the exact same journey where we head back towards the end portal. It's a fun time riding boats in Minecraft, okay? So since we're about to head to the end right now, I know there's one big question that's on everyone's mind, and that is, of course, the Ender Dragon. What's her name? And to answer your question, her name is actually Jean. We know she's a woman. We know that she has a child based on the egg drop, and we know her name is Jean from a sarcastic tweet from Notch many, many years ago. So there's your biggest question answered. Okay, but more seriously, the question is clearly going to be, so how exactly do you intend on defeating the Ender Dragon? It's a key question, and the answer is we're going to do it in the only way I know how. We're going to defeat the dragon in the most pacifistic way possible. Again, no harm should be done to the dragon. But so the actual answer to this one is one I've been thinking about a lot, and it's the biggest reason why this run hasn't been possible for the longest time, because honestly, the answer of how do you beat Minecraft, without having to kill a mob is only stopped by the Blaze question, which you can kind of answer, and by more importantly, the Ender Dragon question. Minecraft does have the key thing where you need to defeat the Ender Dragon, not just to defeat the game and get the end credits to roll, but even to get back out of the end dimension once you go in there. And just to prove that point, I think we accidentally just threw an ender pearl into the ceiling because of that silverfish. That was an expensive decision. Let's go find that ender pearl, I guess. Okay, I have no idea where this has gone. I went for a serious amount of effort for this, okay? Don't do this to me, game. Why do you do this to me? Okay, there is some very real chance the IF ender just went missing and has appeared in some cave somewhere, or hopefully, if there are no caves between here and the surface, it's just appeared on the surface, roughly at these coordinates, and I can get that last IF ender, and I don't have to do the entire trip back just to get one of these. Okay, here is roughly where the stronghold is, except below ground. Somewhere around here, I'm praying we find some sign of that IF ender. Oh my god, thank the Lord. Okay. This is ridiculous. I mean, I'm glad it showed up. In case you're curious, that was very real. I'll show in like 16 times speed on screen right now, the moment for me throwing it to that happening. Pro tip, be extra careful you're not being nudged by anything like a silverfish when placing IF enders. That's actually why I usually get rid of the IF ender spawner, but this time I figured, you know what? How bad can a silverfish hurt me? Like, it's just a little bug. I shouldn't destroy their habitat. I'm such a nice pacifist. But my attitude is soured, and I'm going to take this out on the monster that deserves it the most. And now we can go into the end portal. I'm scared, I'm worried, but Minecraft's all about the moments like that. So now we're here in the end, and as you can see, we've got a little bit of a wacky spawn, but the immediate question here becomes like, okay, you're in the end, you're ready to do the hardest fight in the game on hard difficulty, and you're going to do it in a way that allows you not to kill the dragon and still defeat the end, still go back to the overworld, right? Except, here's something quite interesting. Did you know, of all the methods we've tried, even when you try to fudge it and try to be like, well, technically something else killed the dragon, even, those for the most part, you're doing something pretty bad. The dragon, for all her faults, for all of her ridiculously strong attacks, is still just an innocent single mother, the last of her species defending her egg. If you don't believe that, there are no other dragons in the world. There used to be, based on all the heads you can find, but there's no other dragons left in the Minecraft world. There's just this one dragon surviving, and she has a unhatched egg inside of her that she drops when killed. This is a single mother genocide you have to commit to defeat the Ender Dragon, and although sadly you have to defeat the Ender Dragon, the choices to get out of the End Dimension are to kill the dragon and to, obviously open up the end portal, or your second choice is to die. Those are your only ways out of this dimension if you really want to, and, although the much harder decision to make, especially with all of your stuff that you've collected over 6.5 hours of Minecraft running so far, even though that's the hard decision to make, that's what pacifism is really about. Because even though Minecraft only has one ending that's hard-coded into the game, the truth is there is a second ending, the secret ending I'm about to show you right now, which is that if you're going to do the decent thing, if you're going to prove that Minecraft is a game about non-violence, not about violence when necessary or violence when you feel like it, but no, if you're committed to non-violence, you're committed to pacifism, you don't just do it when it's easy, you do it when it's hard. When you're committed to something at all, it's not about just doing it when it's most convenient, it's about doing it even when it's really not convenient, and that's why 6.5 hours of work right now are going to be thrown away so I can do the right thing, allow the Ender Dragon to live her life, and sacrifice me and my stuff to the void instead. This is the true pacifist ending of Minecraft. Because just like in real life, in Minecraft, doing the right thing doesn't always get you a huge reward. It doesn't always get you commemorated forever and a great credit screen where they say your name over and over again, followed up by an achievement and the feeling of greatness as you've just done something awful. The real, correct move is to do something bad and not be memorized for it, have all of your stuff be destroyed and be gone and insignificant as far as the game is concerned, because that is what being committed to your ideals means, and if you're committed to pacifism, this is the only way to defeat Minecraft. At least legitimately, without using bugs that are replicatable, at least. Just in case you don't like that though, for those of you who are like, actually that's not real ending of Minecraft, technically speaking, every now and then you can find a Minecraft bug that despawns the dragon, and these are very much bugs and not intended features, and that's happened to us before actually, so I'll show you that happening right now and you can see how like, oh yeah, look, Toycat defeated the Ender Dragon without killing it. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this Minecraft Without X run. These take a ridiculous amount of time to do, but if you did all enjoy it, make sure you like the video and let me know, share if you really liked it, and of course subscribe with notifications turned on, both so that you can see that lovely subscriber number go up, but also so you can see more videos like this every single day on your homepage. I love the survival aspect of Minecraft, I love challenging myself, and this is something we do every day on this channel, and if you want to join for that, of course subscribing is the best way, because that's why YouTube has a subscribe function, so you can see more of the things you like, and hopefully you decide that includes me. And if you don't, then I hope you had a great time here regardless, because I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.